Judith Palmer spent 14 months wiring money to a man who said he was an Army colonel stationed in Germany, $61,400, one payment at a time, to release a shipment of gold bars that was sitting, he told her, in a customs warehouse outside Frankfurt. The gold was never real. Neither was he.
Case file number 260714, Lakewood, Ohio. This case is based on a real romance fraud conspiracy, prosecuted by the U.S. Department of Justice out of Cleveland. 15 victims, over $220,000 in losses, in a scheme that ran from 2017 to 2024. Names and identifying details have been changed to protect victim privacy.
It started on a dating site built for people over 50 in the spring of last year. Judith was 74, widowed 6 years, and mostly used the site to feel like someone still noticed her. A man named Richard Hale messaged her within the first week. His profile said he was a colonel in the Army Corps of Engineers, deployed to a base in Germany, widowed himself, with one grown daughter back in Texas. They talked every single day for 2 months before he ever asked her for anything. He called at the same time every evening, always right after her dinner, and he remembered small things, her sister's name, the color of the kitchen she had described to him once. By the 3rd month, Judith believed she loved him. She kept a photo he had sent, a man in uniform, squinting into the sun, propped against the sugar bowl on her kitchen table, where her husband's photo used to sit. Then Richard told her about his father's estate. A small fortune in gold bars, inherited and shipped from overseas, now stuck in a customs warehouse because of an import release fee his military pay could not cover until his next deployment bonus cleared. The first request was $800. Judith wired it from her bank the very next morning, glad, for once, to be the one taking care of him. Then came a customs tax certificate, then an international shipping bond, then a fee to have the warehouse release the crate to a private courier instead of the postal service, which he said was not safe for gold. Each fee was smaller than the last, which made it easier to say yes again. $600 here, $1,100 there. Wiring the money became something she did on her lunch break, a chore, a crumpled receipt stuffed in her purse. By month 11, she had sent 42 separate wires. Richard promised every single time that this one was the last, that once the gold was released, it would be worth more than enough to pay her back twice over and still leave them set for life together. He never once turned on his camera for a real video call. There was always a reason, bad signal on the base, a security policy for deployed officers, a broken camera he kept meaning to replace. It was her son, Mark, who noticed first, not the money at first, but how often she mentioned Richard, a man none of them had ever spoken to on the phone, let alone met. When Mark finally sat with her and searched the name Colonel Richard Hale, Army Corps of Engineers, nothing matched. No deployment record, no unit. A profile photo that, reverse-searched, belonged to a physical therapist in Ontario who had never heard of Judith Palmer in his life. The bank's fraud department confirmed what Mark already suspected: $61,400, wired in 42 payments over 14 months to 9 different accounts, none of them belonging to any branch of the United States military. Richard's number was disconnected within a week of the bank freezing the transfers. The photo of the man in uniform is still propped against Judith's sugar bowl. She has not been able to throw it away yet. If you ever hear a version of this story, a partner stationed overseas, a fortune stuck behind one more fee, a video call that never quite happens, there are 3 signs worth remembering. First, real service members never pay customs fees, storage fees, or release bonds out of their own pocket to receive their own belongings. That paperwork moves through the government, never through a personal bank account. Second, if months go by with only photos and phone calls and never once a real video call in real time, that absence is the answer, not a coincidence. Third, any request for money before you have met in person, even once, has already told you what you need to know. Hang up. Do not wire anything. Call someone in your family before you send a single dollar. According to the Federal Trade Commission, Americans lost more than $1 billion to romance scams in the first 9 months of 2025 alone. And the FBI notes that posing as military personnel stationed abroad is one of the most common reasons scammers give for never being able to meet. If someone in your family has ever mentioned a partner overseas who can't quite get on a video call, send them this today. It might be the one ordinary afternoon that saves their retirement. Report cases like this at reportfraud.ftc.gov or call 1-877-FTC-HELP.